experience a bucket list item. A bucket list item I had from the very first day I arrived here in Barcelona, and a bucket list item that many people have for their entire lives. I was able to go to a Barcelona football match. I didn't know it was going to be possible. I have wanted to go for such a long time. I am a fan of football. I am a soccer player since a very young age, so I understand the sport. I love going to sporting events, but this was my very first European football match and my very first professional football match I have ever been to in my entire life. As an American, I have gone to many sporting events throughout the years, one of my favorite being baseball. And there are things that I love about going to baseball games that are very different from what a football game here in Europe is. I didn't know exactly what to expect, but there are many things that I found similar and many differences. And I thought in this video I would share with you the differences, the things that I thought were similar, and the things that I really enjoyed about being at a major football match here in Europe. I have looked forward to this moment for a long time, wanting to go to a match, and I had no idea that it would be the Barca team, which is one of the best in the world, if not the best. And now that I've lived in Barcelona for over a year, they have become my adopted team. Luckily, I've come somewhere where the team is actually really good. I was able to go to this match with my friend Stan. It was something that we talked about but didn't know would be possible. 2 months ago, I put my name into the website for tickets, and they said they would email me when tickets became available. Little did I know that 2 days before the very last match of the season, they would email me and say tickets were available. When I was looking at the website, the tickets were crazy. They were just separated little spots of tickets available, like 1 seat here, 1 seat there, 2 seats here. So I had to go through the map and try to find the stadium map to try to find some kind of tickets that were maybe close enough together that the people around us were able to shove them around and let us sit together. Thankfully, we found some tickets and we booked it 2 days before the match. We were so excited, and I was super stoked to be going with a European. I, as an American, do not have the understanding of the excitement of a football match or some of the intricacies that come with football matches, but I was excited to go with someone who had the dream of going to Camp Nou, who had the dream of going to a Barcelona game, Barcelona match, for a very long time. We decided to go to the match very early before the game so that we could experience the atmosphere of people being excited about going to the game, maybe get something at one of the stands, get a beer before the match. So we got a beer, you could get snacks. It was kind of a restaurant just outside of the gates. We hung out, we enjoyed the atmosphere of people walking around all in their jerseys, excited for the game to start. And I figured I would get a beer there, maybe get a beer inside, enjoy, the atmosphere of the food. But to my surprise, when entering the stadium, there were very little snacks. There were very little options of things that you can get at the concession stands. In the US, I'm used to concession stands where you can get kind of gourmet food. You can get a burger, a nice hot dog, you can get garlic fries that are delicious, maybe some beer, like different beer choices. People are drinking all the time. It's part of the atmosphere, it's part of the experience. Here at the stadium, once you're inside the stadium, there was Coke, water, chips in a bag, and I didn't see anybody drinking beer. If they were, then I would be surprised, but no one around me was drinking beer. It wasn't even an option inside of the stadium, which really shocked me and kind of disappointed me. When I go to sporting events, the food, the experience of having a drink, having a hot dog or something like that is a huge part of American culture when going to a sporting event. But here in Europe, I came to find out that that's not the case. Like, they don't even have vendors walking up and down the aisle selling things, which to me is a huge disadvantage for a stadium, because I feel like in America, they make so much money off of the concessions that they sell. But here in Europe, I guess they don't do that. If you know If it's just here in Spain, if it's just here in Barcelona, let me know in the comments below. Are there other stadiums that sell snacks and other things at the stadium, inside the stadium? I was just really surprised that I didn't find that as part of the experience when going to a football game. When arriving early and going in the stadium, you get the opportunity to see the stadium seats all empty. Camp Nou has been home to the Barcelona team for over 60 years. It's a place where so many of the players, so many plays, so many experiences have been had. This game that I went to is the very last game that they are going to be in the old, as we know it, Camp Nou. They're going to be renovating it. So it was a special experience for not only me, but everyone else that was there, the players and the locals who have season tickets, who are fans of the Barcelona team, to celebrate the times that they've had in the stadium and look forward to the new stadium that's to come. One of the advantages of going with my friend Stan is that he would explain things to me that I wouldn't necessarily have known without someone sharing with me. There were a bunch of flags on the top of the stadium, and I thought they looked really nice, but I didn't understand until he explained to me that each flag represents each team within the league, and as the teams play, their flags move around depending on the standing of the team. The Barcelona team is the winner of this season, so their flag was at the very end, which is amazing that I got to be at one of their games. And then you can see all the other teams' flags that are represented there at that stadium. I thought it was super fascinating, and I loved that he was able to explain that to me and that they keep that tradition around. The next thing is the kickoff, the start of the game. It's an exciting time where everyone's on their feet, excited, very ready for the game to start, hoping that their team will win. I really enjoy this part of the game as well because everyone is high energy, ready to hopefully see a goal. This game in particular was extremely exciting against Mallorca because the Barcelona team scored within the first minute, 2 minutes. They scored right away. When going to sporting events, one of my favorite things is the chanting, the excitement of the crowd. Here in Barcelona, they seem to have a section that's specific towards chanting, jumping, like getting people excited. They have a band there, which is not something that we have necessarily in our major sporting events in the US. I'm not necessarily used to it, but I love that they control the atmosphere. They control the excitement and the vibe by starting different chants, and then the rest of the stadium catches on. To do the wave, which is something that I'm familiar with in the US and didn't know that it was done all around the world, but I did it a few times. Like, it was an option quite a few times. I felt like at the stadium I could have sat anywhere and been happy with my experience. Some of the stadiums I've been in, they're so big that I feel like maybe I wouldn't enjoy my experience because the players are so tiny down below. But where I was sitting, I felt I was a part of the environment. I was able to see the ball, the players, the plays, the referees, everything that was happening while it was happening. It was incredibly enjoyable. I loved being around the people who were enjoying the game along with me. I just had a really good time. Despite not having good snacks, despite not having beer or alcohol in the game, I really enjoyed it, and the people around me also enjoyed. My experience here in Europe at my very first game was amazing. I wouldn't have changed anything. I really enjoyed it. I would 100% go again. I think it's worth the money. And if you have the opportunity to live out a bucket list item like this, do it. I feel like it's such a good insight into the people and the culture and the things that they love. For me, not having football be a part of my childhood in this kind of way, in a professional sense, it opened my eyes to what that would look like, seeing children at the game with their family, or being with my friend Stan, who dreamt of this for such a long time, and seeing his dream come true of seeing Barcelona in Camp Nou. It was a great experience, and yeah, I would do it again. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so glad I can share this with you all. Camp Nou will never be the same. They are going to renovate it, and so I am so lucky that I get to share it with you before those renovations happen, and the experience that I have had at my very first professional football game. Hopefully not my last, but my first one. It's good to record these experiences when I experience them for the first time, so I can go back and see the memories of my surprise at some of the things that are different from what I'm used to. I know they're different, but it doesn't mean it's better. I just love all of those experiences. So that's it. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Adios.